What's going on? I'm Ray Garvey from Pitch Intense. This is part 2 at the live show. This was an opportunity too good to miss. You know him, you love him. I got to meet him for the first time at Matra. It was a roast of epic proportions, and there were no survivors. We have Brian Richardson, and guess what? He's on our podcast, not your son's. Brian, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Shout out, Kyle.
Never heard of him.
Go check out Under the Vinyl podcast. We're frenemies. So, I mean, you're...
When was the last time you saw Kyle, actually, Davis?
4 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Under what circumstances? What pretenses, Davis?
Bush light.
Oh, bush light
tanks.
on a truck bed?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a homemade country music video.
And for some reason, that was the second night in a row we've done that.
Well,
we don't learn from our mistakes.
Well,
What did you teach your son?
Well, I think I'm going to blame it all on you.
Oh, no, you can't put me on
He
that.
never went out late when he was with me.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Kyle's learning his bad behavior from me is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Got it.
So the reason I wanted, and we're grateful, Brian was actually walking around and we kind of corralled him in here. I've never seen a guy have the joyful intent associated with work. Like, how do you tell people out there that are just forcing themselves to get out of bed and go to work?
Well, so I don't know if it is about work or if it's about being with all the people here at the show or at Matra or at ATA or just being involved with the industry, seeing you guys, seeing everybody else walk by. That's what gets me excited. That's what gets me up in the morning, is reconnecting with old friends that I haven't seen in 3 or 4 months or in some cases a year or two. That's what really gets me excited. It's about the relationships.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and, our good friend Tiffany over at TopTec, we're on airplanes, we're flying, we're having dinner every night. And if you can't find the enjoyment in these events, I'm like, there's something internally that you probably want to take a look at. And when I saw you at Matra and I watched the guy, I like watching people smile. I like watching them have fun. And I'm like, that's the kind of person I would want to work for. And saying that, over at L&H, there's a rumor that there's...
L&A.
L&H, well, yeah, whatever.
H&M retail store. It's a large reseller of young
parts.
women's clothes. That generational transition, what does it feel like as a proud father, knowing that you built something that's not only going to take care of your kids, but, probably generations after that?
Well, you never know. And I wouldn't want to box Kyle in or box in anybody that says, oh, that's exactly how it's going to get down. Man, there's so many opportunities in this industry, whether it is owning your own company or working for a tent manufacturer, being a rep. I just got told not to stop tapping the desk.
The ARA just questioned Brian Richardson.
This is
I can't work under these conditions.
Has anyone seen the organizational chart of ARA so that they know exactly where everyone stands? My apologies if I'm tapping the counter, and I did it.
Hey, that's
another thing you'll notice about me if you ever see me public speaking. I have these twitches and these things, and my feet move. So anyway, we were talking about the thinking about the transition on L&A as I get older. I've got 3 or 4 more years in it, and we'll see where the future holds. I wouldn't want to box anybody and force them into doing something that they don't want to do, and so we'll see.
Is that future pickleball in Boca Raton with dinner at 5:15 p.m.?
I don't think that's it. I think maybe it's doing some consulting for people and maybe advising some people.
I was about to say, there's no way you can step away from it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not possible.
I still like doing it, and like I said, I still like hanging out with you guys. So.
You still have to come MC at Matra and ATA.
Well, we'll see. They got some real talent up there. There's some younger people that really do a good job. They don't need an old dinosaur like me.
I can remember the first time I went to Matra and you got up there to do that. And like I said, my first time, I hadn't met anybody. And Brian Bolt taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "This is going to be good." And from that
you
point
did that
on,
to me at Matra when you went up on stage.
Like,
Davis shakes me. He's like, "You don't want to miss this."
This is going to be good.
So some of it is institutional knowledge. I've known most of these people for 30 years. So when you stay up till 3 a.m. with people, you find out their dirtiest little secrets, and that's stuff you can use against them in the future. So there is some institutional knowledge that I've been fortunate to
I see Peter Dinklage. He's like, I drink wine and I know things, just harboring secrets.
Exactly.
Where did this come from? Like the outward ability to communicate. Like you're a professional entertainer.
Well,
like when no, we're not going to let you be
because I don't have any other talent, so it's just yapping. It's all I can do.
You had to capitalize on the one.
Man, yeah. When you look like this, you got to.
Have you been like this?
They're not filming this, I hope. Right?
This is in 4K.
No, see,
100%.
I have a face for like podcasts, but not a face for YouTube, if you know what I'm saying.
So Ray says
better when there is.
I don't like being next to him. Look at a little.
I hate these young guys. Like, He
I know.
said he was out
Go
till
ahead.
3. If I was out till 3, I'd be down for 3 more days.
I
You
was
wouldn't see
trying
me.
to this morning.
I look like a has-been college athlete. I'm built like a refrigerator that grew feet. Like there's no part of me that I look like generic Chat GPT, like washed up high school athlete. But
when you look at this and you look at the industry, it's kind of interesting. We'll take TopTec for an example, man. The people that have been with TopTec over the years, Mike Tharp, and then Brian, obviously you guys, you've continued that tradition that TopTec started of supporting the industry and being out and getting involved. And I know that you volunteer for the board of Matra. That's very exciting for you. I had the pleasure of serving on that board previous to this, ATA's board. And I think it's the same thing as you just never say no, you only say yes. When you're asked, you just say yes. And that's what I think is so important about this industry.
At the end of the day, everything that I do is for the industry to make it better. And as a whole, I think a lot of people that are in place in companies now, that's their goal too, is at the end of the day, we just want to grow the industry. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing that with the safe tinting stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's becoming more and more respected, what we do on a daily basis.
And it is more challenging, and I know you guys travel around to different customers and all that, and I know it's hard. It's got to be hard when you see them and they're not doing it right.
Oh, yeah.
And it happens.
That
you
never
have
happens.
to say, man, you should be, I can't believe you have people out in PPE, and you can't be saying that. These are your customers, man.
Yeah,
you don't want to
make them feel
alienate
bad,
them.
right?
No, you don't. But so that's a challenge, and we see it. We recognize that sometimes this might take longer than we want, and at ARA, we are focused on, let's get results, let's get them today. And some of that's a challenge for us to say, geez, I can't believe we haven't got this thing really flying yet.
Yeah.
But we're going to.
It's one of those things, anything good worth having takes time.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now. We are in a transitional period where we're setting new standards.
Yeah, exactly.
And I see nothing but just rapid growth coming in terms of our industry.
And I agree with you. And I think it's really great when we can have our installers to see, hey, this is a profession, this is a career where I can make some money, I can raise a family. Yeah. And so that is one of the benefits that's happened, since COVID, is that we've seen wages increase, we've seen salaries increase, benefit packages. I can tell you this: 15 years ago, no 10 installer was probably getting a 401k. They were very few and far between.
Absolutely.
And now it's probably the standard in the industry.
100%.
So that's great. Now we have health care for the employees. So it's a wonderful thing. We're growing. Yeah, maybe not as fast as I'd like.
Yeah.
But
we're starting to get the respect
better.
that we deserve. That,
exactly.
For sure.
Is that part of the legacy? You just mentioned that a tent installer can have a 401k. I know that some people are on the climb up. You're probably coasting, your business is well established. Is that something that you're proud of to see?
Yeah, and we talked about this yesterday for those startup companies. It might be a husband and wife team, and they've got some part-time installers, and they're like, man, how do I get over this hump? How do I get it going? And sometimes, and I said this yesterday too, man, sometimes you're going to see your installers are making more or taking home more than you are. Yeah. And so you have to kind of get creative about how you're going to get these people. Maybe you've got to offer them some compensation outside of a salary. Maybe you've got to say, hey, here's a vehicle, here's a gas card. Here are some other things to get them in the door and make them part of your family so you'll have them long term.
Well, something Kyle said yesterday when we were on our panel that I thought was a great idea, trying to get people to buy into PPE, right? Nobody wants to wear a hard hat. But if you bring in, like Kyle said, he brought in 5 hard hats and let his guys pick which ones they wanted.
Right.
That automatically incentivizes them, hey, I like this one, then that's the one we'll wear. They will wear those because they pick them out.
Yeah, that may be one of our areas where Kyle and I sometimes argue. Like I'll show up at a job site, I'll hop out of the truck and get under the tent. And next thing I hear him screaming at me, put on a hard hat.
Get your hard hat on.
And I'll sulk my way back to the
You're
truck.
like, I'm going home.
Man, why is he always yelling at me?
You strike me as the kind of guy who would actually get a hard hat, but it would just be a replica of your head and your hairline.
So,
just to troll people on the job site.
So it's kind of funny you say that. So tomorrow at the keynote, they do a video introduction of me, and I just saw the final. And boy, I've got a gold hard hat on. It doesn't look like it fits that good, but it's too late for me to get that thing edited on. So take a look at that. And also, when you look at that keynote video, there's a hand cart where I'm operating a hand cut because there was only 8 takes for me to push that hand cart about 14 feet. So it had been a while since I'd run one.
They're like,
the
hey,
wheels
can we
go
run that
down,
again,
I learned.
please?
That's how it works. So, I know that I'm going to be taking a lot of ripping because there's some scenes in there that I haven't done in a while. So
there's when I watch you kind of intermingle with other people, I think sometimes we underestimate the impact we can have on whether it's the culture of your company, the culture of a convention, or even just the culture of a single tent setup. It's when I watch for consistency in people, and that's one of those. I try to do it within TopTec, just kind of lift up those around me. I think we undervalue a smile at the workplace.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had a day where just 2.5, 3, like the day's dragging, and just like a simple 2-minute laugh break is enough to
reset?
Yeah, we try to lead with humor. It kind of turns into a contest, and the humor we use at work, might be a little more blue than the humor we'd use, say, at a convention. But
That's what we do, though.
yeah, you have to.
I mean,
you have big Don Rickles energy to me. That's my.
Yeah.
my dad, may he rest in peace, he was a professional comedian. That's what he did for a living his entire life. So I got a chance to be around some really accomplished talent. Like when I saw you do your thing, I was like, I can't give you enough credit. I'm like, I was absolutely blown away. The poise, the timing, and just the
don't quit this. Don't feed the
don't be
ego,
so
dude. Do not.
But, okay, so I'm going to let you in on a little inside baseball.
Yeah.
So I would make sure I phrase this correctly. So every time before I speak, in most cases, I get sick.
Me too.
5 minutes before. So if you see the curtains moving up behind the stage tomorrow, you'll know what's going on. I truly do. And everyone's like, you speak all the time. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh man, it's like I don't eat anything. Every meal, I've paid for probably $5,000 worth of dinners that I've never eaten. Are they going to give me my money back?
No, we're not. Sorry. Thank you for your contribution.
Accounts receivable. Does it go away the moment that you start going?
There's kind of like a little adrenaline rush, right before you go, and then that's it.
And once you get started, it's just
and you know if you nail it.
Yeah.
And then you know if
you bomb. You know if you
that
bomb.
one wasn't so good.
That's par for the course. There's just going to be moments where not every joke's going to land. Not every. For me, I hate stumbling over my words, fumbling. Like we did a little infomercial, and I tripped up once, and I was like, I'm so big. I'm like, it has to be one take. It has to be one take, and I'm picking my eyebrow hair out of the side, and nobody sees that. So when people see the Brian Richardson up there, we're humanizing him a little bit today. He doesn't wear PPE, and he gets sick every time that he public speaks. So the man that you elevated to the level of perfection when it comes to oratory presentation.
Yeah, man, that guy's a phony baloney.
Hey, you fake it till you make it there, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
But like you said, when you nail it. Like the one that sticks out over the years was at ATA. I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And I was telling this story about how I had 2 sons. I just learned that I had 2 sons that I didn't know about from a dalliance in high school. And it was about a 20-minute story to get to the final punchline. And sometime I'll tell you it. But at the end, I had them all. Everyone was so concerned for me. And then I gave them the punchline. And that's when I knew I nailed it. That 300 people were like, you got to be.
Well,
you got to reel all the way.
Yeah.
At the last ATA, you had your son introduce you, and then you said, the hell with this. What did I say? I apologize. Matra. And then you're like, I can't let you do this. I'm going to introduce myself. And then you pivoted, and I'm sitting there, and I'm watching like gold-plated entertainment unfold in front of me.
That was really exciting for us. So Matra had decided to give the award to Mike Tannen, their longtime director, and Sue Werb, the assistant, and they were giving the Hall of Honor award. And the staff there came to me and said, hey, what do you think about, because we don't want Mike to know, and he's our executive director, and trying to keep things away from Michael is pretty difficult. So what if we say it's going to be you, and it's not going to be you, you're going to turn and give it to them? And I went, hey, that's perfect. I love it. I love Michael. I was actually on the board when we hired Michael to be executive director. So I was like, this is perfect. Sue deserves it. She's wonderful. Let's go with it. I said, but the only thing I require is you got to keep this circle pretty
It was
close.
hard to keep that on the
wraps. That's got to be, I just don't.
You sold it. You had a 9-minute story of, and it was 3-1, and I felt vindicated. I said, I'm never coming back. And you had this back, and I'm watching Netflix, and this is Joe Exotic. This is, what was the name of that thing?
Tiger King?
Tiger King. I'm so bought into the drama of the match, or whoever it was, you versus the other person.
Well, it was actually Steve Bellevue from Actor Industries. He and I were in a kind of a contest about who does the most Hall of Honor introductions.
That's right, yes.
And I was behind him a little bit. So that's why I, under the guise of presenting myself to get the award, and then pivoted to Mike and Sue. So I'm up by 2 now because I got credit for 2, Mike and Sue. So I'm so far ahead of Steve Bellevue.
I think that one's
"You'll
under
never
protest
catch me.
too.
You'll never catch me. He stinks."
Do you hear that, Steve? He stinks.
But Steve's a great friend.
Oh,
And
yeah.
He's a wonderful guy. And actually, he's a recipient of the Hall of Honor, and I had the honor to present it to him. And he's recipient of some other stuff that I've been involved in. So he's just a great guy.
So this is the first time I've ever had the opportunity to talk to Brian, literally ever, and I'm getting a chance to see a different, peel back the onion. There's when in the industry, obviously there's good days, there's bad days. Sometimes there's just days, and I'm getting the feel from you right now. If you have anybody out there, if they have a business that maybe isn't to where they want it to be yet, or they're not in their career yet, what would you have to say to those people that are having a hard time persevering or weathering the storm to get to the point where they can laugh, give dinner speeches, and
Well, I don't want to give dinner speeches so they're going to take my place and give away more awards than I do. I don't want to fall behind them. But if they're struggling with a business, I would find a mentor, whether it's through ARA's mentor program or if it's just an informal one. Call me. I can recommend somebody that is the same area as you, has gone through what you're going through. It's easy to look at someone who's been doing this almost 50 years ago. Yeah, that must have been pretty easy. And my wife will tell you, if you ever talk to her privately, she's like, man, the first 10 years were not good.
Brutal.
It was not good.
Yes.
It was a question of whether we're getting a paycheck at home.
Right.
So the seasonality of the business back then, we didn't have any staff. We had one truck. So it's only taken me, 45 years to become an overnight success. So it's like...
So perseverance.
Nobody knows unless they've gone through it what a challenge this thing can be.
Yeah.
But everybody here's got through their own challenges and all that stuff. So, but find somebody you can talk to, that you can call. Some of my favorite calls are at Friday night at 9 o'clock at night. It's when you're going home from work. My oldest brother Davis had a company in DC market called Sugar Plum Tent that he founded. That's now part of the curated event. And every summer we would call each other every Friday night at 9 o'clock at night and go, well, how was your week? And it'd be, you can't believe what I had to do.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton made me do this, and so-and-so made me do that. But those are relationships, and I still have those. There's people that I call on Friday nights across the country and go, well, how's your week going? Yeah. So in those relationships, man, you can't fake those.
Well, that's what I say about this industry. I've met some of my best friends in this industry now.
Yeah.
Legitimately friends that I would hang out with if we weren't at a show.
Yeah.
And that's just something that you don't see in every other industry.
You don't. And it's amazing. You can be competitors. You can be operating within 70 miles of each other.
Yeah.
And you can still be really close friends. So that's what is really unique about this industry, is unique about ARA, is that we bring people together just for things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So you kind of walked us in with saying the thing that makes you smile are the relationships, the 30, 40 people that you can't wait to see. Anybody out there that's trying to make a go with this alone, I have a feeling you and I are kind of equally yoked in our philosophy on the way we see things. What would you have to say to those people who might not either have a mentor or might not mentor somebody else? What are they missing out on just as far as personal development goes?
Well, obviously it's the relationships too, and the knowledge that they have. So, there's things that I take for granted that I shouldn't. And actually someone asked me here this morning about something about a truck and all that. I was like, oh yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. So, and I'm still learning. And that's what I find really unique also about this industry. I'm still learning, but maybe I know a couple things that I can help people out with. So if you need to find a mentor, call me. L&A, we're in the book. Call me up and I'll steer you to somebody. And I think this is really cool. As we're sitting here, we have people walking through the lobby, and there's someone with their grandchild's coming to the show.
There's Warren.
There's Doug.
There's Warren Darby.
And there's Warren Darby. The Darbys are here.
Oh, the Darbys are here. Hey, Warren, how you doing? You look good, Warren. David, not so much. Marianne, you look wonderful.
He looks rested.
So there's a perfect example. I met Warren at a trade show much like this, and David volunteers on the board. He's president of ARA of Virginia. Way to step up. We appreciate it.
Atta boy.
So there's a great family that's great for our industry. So.
Absolutely. That's a funny story. They actually let me stay at their house when I come through there.
Really?
Yeah. And cook me
You
steak.
count the towels after he leaves for HR?
They should.
He hasn't received his invitation yet.
And this is my first year I come. I'm industry adjacent, but I'm only a year into the event rental space. And it's, again, I've said the lack of competition, like David said, the good-hearted banter between people. This doesn't exist in the industry that I came from. I mean, there's passive aggressive it's more Game of Thrones. Here it's more the office. It's witty banter and posted notes on one another's locker, just talking the S word, for lack of a better term.
So one of the funny things is, only exhibitors are allowed on the show floor while they're setting up. So if you're a rental store member, you don't have the privilege of getting out there, which is too bad, because if you could walk out there and you see everybody setting up their booths, and you'll see guys from one company, the jacks haven't been unloaded by the convention company yet, and I want to stand this thing up. So they'll get their competitors to come over and help them lift up the tent.
Yeah,
Or if they don't have...
Alex from Aztec yesterday helped me.
Alex from Aztec is a class guy.
Yes,
he is a class guy. He's volunteered for a lot of... He served on the board a number of years ago. Really wonderful man.
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative of everything Alex does for our industry. He's a great
Absolutely.
guy. And
It's awesome.
and that story can be repeated about another 50 people that are out there
Absolutely.
setting up. There's
For
just some real talent and generous people out there.
Yeah.
And I'll take this last opportunity for people out there that might not be completely sold on the idea that either an ARA or any of the different governing body organizations, what has that given to you in your industry? And if somebody out there is on the fence as to whether or not they should partake, they should join, let's give the ARA their due credit right now for allowing us to host this event.
And I got to tell you, so on the outside, you don't get to meet people face to face, but with us 74 staff members at ARA based in Moline, and every one of them is so dedicated to our association and making the members' experience really good. You see them all walking around in their, I don't know what that color is. Is that
peach?
coral? Is that coral?
I couldn't figure it out either.
Nobody knows what that color is.
It's salmon.
Salmon.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Salmon. But you see them walking around in their salmon-colored sneakers to set them apart. They are so. You didn't notice that?
I saw a couple of people with very oddly
think there
colored
was a
shoes
sale
walking. I just said
outside
I just thought it was odd.
Yeah. So the staff at ARA is just tremendous. The work that they do, led by Tony. I'm so proud of what we do, and really, you guys don't get a chance to really peek behind the curtain and see what they do, but they are so hardworking and so dedicated and so focused on the member experience.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it without them.
Absolutely.
Well, I just we grabbed him. He was shaking hands. He had a full laundry list of things to do. But I said, you know what?
That's I have to go do laundry. That's exactly right.
We have
That's
to go.
exactly what I have to do.
Not only did we get the best guest that we could have after Ben from NextTech, but we actually got the father of our frenemies from the Under the Vinyl podcast. Don't forget to give them a like, hit subscribe. By the way, guess what? We just interviewed your dad. So for Brian, for Davis, I'm
I just
Ray.
interviewed your dad.
I can't wait till the Thanksgiving dinner table. Actually, we're supposed to have a company dinner tomorrow night, I think.
Fantastic.
So
It'll be a great topic of
I
conversation.
hope he still shows up.
He's going to be mad now.
Fogo de Chao, you going to pick up the check?
Fogo de Chao, Steakhouse. I work for.
I'll send that over.
Down south, southern best tent manufacturing company. Put on our card. Brian, thank you.
We'll put it on your tab.
Sincerely,
It was a
I'm very
pleasure.
grateful for that
Thank you so
opportunity.
much.
Appreciate it, Brian.
It
Thank
was
you.
awesome. Thanks so much.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless. Be well. We're out.
Later, taters.